Hola clase. So let's go to the second part of the explanation on the imperfect subjunctive. This one will be a little shorter. So we've established that past subjunctive or imperfect subjunctive is when you need to conjugate in the subjunctive tense, but something happened in the beginning of the sentence which was in the past tense, therefore triggering past subjunctive. In the last video, we also talked how the conjugation starts off not like present subjunctive with the present jo form, dropping the o and adding the opposite endings like hablo, hable, como, coma, tengo, tenga, but rather with the third person plural of the preterite tense, which means if you are a little rusty with the preterite, you need to go back and take a look at the irregular conjugations. There are some irregular conjugations which are quite important because maybe you haven't used in a while, like the verb hacer, hicieron, tener, tuvieron, and so forth. But let's start off with the regular forms. So to conjugate imperfect subjunctive or past subjunctive, you conjugate in the third person of the preterite. Caminaron, you drop the ron and you add ra, or ras, or ra, or ramos, or rais, or ran. And you do that for all endings, AR, ER, and IR. Okay? So let's look at the first sentence. Estela doubted that her mother would help her finance a new car. Now, here is the problem. When you hear would help, you'd think conditional. All right? But it is not really conditional here. It is subjunctive. Estela dudaba que su madre la ayudara a financiar un carro nuevo. And what you're going to notice with the past subjunctive is that it assumes different meanings. Sometimes it's going to sound like present. Sometimes it's going to sound like preterite. Sometimes it's going to sound like conditional. All right, let's try another one. The owners were surprised that they sold more in January than in December. So notice now they sold sounds more like preterite, right? A los dueños les sorprendió que vendieran más en enero que en diciembre. So let's see. Why are we using past subjunctive here? Because if you look at the main clause, Estela dudaba, that's a verb that expresses doubt. And a los dueños les sorprendió, sorprender, it's a verb of emotion. So it's a verb that triggers subjunctive. And let's talk about another one. Yo hablé con el recepcionista y me recomendó que le escribiera al gerente. So I spoke to the receptionist. There's nothing triggering subjunctive there. And he recommended, well, recomendar, it's a verb of will. That triggers subjunctive. Well, that verb is in the past. So you're going to need the past subjunctive. Starting off with the third person of the preterite. They wrote, escribieron. You're going to say escribiera. So what are the things that we have to keep in mind? Okay, 1. Spell changes that happen in the preterite are going to affect the conjugation of the imperfect or past subjunctive. So if I look at the verb pedir, which is a boot verb, right? They asked for, pidieron. We're going to drop the ron and we're going to put pidiera. Let's look at the verb influir. It's one of those verbs like creer, right? That has a y. Influyeron. So, well, when I conjugate that in the subjunctive, when I drop the ron, it's going to be influyera. Verbs that are totally irregular, like saber, supieron, that would be supiera, ir o ser, fueron, that would be fuera, and many others like tener, tuviera, querer, quisiera, and so forth. So please take a look at the irregular conjugations in the preterite, and because that might help you mastering the irregular forms in the imperfect subjunctive or past subjunctive. Because if you don't know the preterite well, you're going to have a little bit of a hard time conjugating that. And if you want to see the preterite, that is in chapter 3-1. Okay? All right. So I'm going to just briefly mention this here, but I don't want you to worry about it. In some countries, in Spain, instead of using ra, ras, ra, ramos, ran, we are going to use instead se, ses, se, semos, sen. So I'm just going to give you one example, and then we're just going to move forward because we don't have live questions, a live class, so I don't want to confuse you too much. But let's look at this sentence here. I already spoke to the receptionist, and he recommended that I wrote to the manager, or I write to the manager. You see how the translation it's more or less loose. Okay, so yo hablé con el recepcionista y me recomendó que le escribiera al gerente. I can instead replace the ra by a se and say instead que le escribiese al gerente. Now, for the purpose of our class, let's stick with ra because that's what's most commonly used. Although, keep in mind, this is not like vosotros, something that is exclusive from Spain. This is actually something that is used in other Latin American countries, including the fact that some native speakers use interchangeably. In other words, okay, so let's say they're trying to say, my mom hoped that I ate on time every day. So, mi mamá esperaba que yo comiera or que yo comiese. You will see sometimes native speakers, they will move between ra and se, but normally they stick to one, okay? So for the purpose of our class, let's do the ra, all right? Now here's a curious thing. This is actually something very unique from Spanish, because in Portuguese, we only have the se ending. We don't have the ra ending. On the other hand, we actually have a different verb conjugation that they don't have in Spanish anymore. But that's another story. All right, so let's go to the next page here so we can finish up. So let's talk about the uses. Now, the first use we've already talked about. It's how things work in pairs in Spanish. So if you look at this sentence here, the boss recommends that I go to the meeting. So everything is in the present. There is a verb of will. El jefe sugiere que, I'm sorry, not that I go, that you go. El jefe sugiere que vayas a la reunión. Now let's conjugate that in the past subjunctive. So first, instead of the boss recommends, it has to be, or suggested, that boss thing has to have happened in the past tense. So el jefe sugirió. So he recommended that you go to the meeting. Now notice that in English, it's very loose translation. You can see the boss recommended that you went to the meeting. You wouldn't say that, right? It sounds weird. So you would still say present tense, go. But in Spanish, remember, we want to walk in pairs. Past with past. So el jefe sugirió que fueras a la reunión. And why fueras? Because remember, the verb ir and ser is an irregular verb. So the preterite conjugation of ir and ser is fueron. They went. Okay? So we're going to do que fueras. Next one. Espero que ustedes no tengan problemas con el nuevo sistema. So I hope that you won't have problems with the new system. Notice that in English, again, English is very loosely, it's very loose with the translation here. So you're kind of using future tense here, right? I hope you won't have problems with the system. But in Spanish, remember, present with present, espero, present, que no tengan problemas con el nuevo sistema. Now, let's change that to the past subjunctive. I was hoping that you wouldn't have any problems with the new system. Esperaba que no tuvieran problemas con el nuevo sistema. Why tuvieron? Because, again, you can go back to chapter 3-1. The present tense of the verb tener starts off with tuve, tuviste, tuvo, tuvimos, tuvisteis, tuvieron. So tuvieron, that'll gonna be dropping the ron, that'll be tuvieran. Last one. Les mando mi currículum en caso de que haya un puesto disponible. Now, that en caso de que, that's the expressions that we learned from escapa. Remember? En caso de que, sin que, con tal que, para que, antes de que, a menos que, in case that, provided that, unless, so that. So these are expressions that always ask for the subjunctive, okay? So, for example, if I want to express, I will go to school provided that everybody wears protective gear, okay? That wears, it will be in the subjunctive. So let's see what we have here. So I'm sending them my resume in case there is a position available. So that hypothesis, that hypothetical situation, elicit subjunctive. And it's haya because it's the verb haber. Now, let's look at the counterpart in the past subjunctive. Les mandé mi currículum. I sent them my resume in case there were a position available. Okay? So, there were. The verb haber, remember, in the present tense is I, but in the preterite is hubo. And we're going to have to conjugate that in the third person plural, they, so that will be hubieron. And by dropping the ron, that will be hubiera. Okay? Now, the second last use, it's when you want to express the expression as if. Okay? So, Alfredo spends money as if he were a millionaire. Notice that in English, we are using subjunctive here, were, because were, it's not the conjugation of he. So, Alfredo gasta dinero como si fuera millonario. Okay? El presidente habló de la economía como si no hubiera una recesión. Oh, it looks like you're talking about right now. And finally, the last use that is not really the big focus here, but it's when you want to say I would like as a substitute of me gustaría. So you can use the verb querer in the past subjunctive and you can say quisiera. Quisiera que me llames hoy. And this is the one exception where you can have present tense here and past tense here because it's being used as me gustaría. It's like saying me gustaría que me llames hoy, me gustaría hablar con usted. So instead of saying me gustaría, you can say quisiera. All right, so very important. Look over all this information, do the Kia quiz, okay, and also complete the worksheet that I provided. And there's some questions there. In the next class, we're going to practice a little more. Okay? Adios.